Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. Be part of the show by dropping us your questions or comments to blueraidernet@gmail.com. Tonight's show is presented by Ascend Federal Credit Union, the exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. And Ascension St. Thomas, the official hospital partner for MTSU Athletics. Now, with Coach Derek Mason, here's the voice of the Blue Raiders, Chip Walters.
Up in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome in to the Boulevard. It is a Monday night and our final night with Coach Derek Mason as Middle Tennessee gets ready to play its final football game of the season, the regular season this Saturday down in Miami, Florida, as they take on the FIU Panthers. Glad to have you here at the Boulevard this evening. Coach Derek Mason is en route as we speak, so this ought to be fun. You can keep your eyes looking out the windows and see whatever car comes in on two wheels. That's probably going to be him here in a moment. And when he comes in just a moment, just make an inordinate amount of noise. So that'll be a lot of fun as he gets here. But it gives us an opportunity to kind of talk a little bit about what's going on this week. It is another busy week. I know ESPN calls it Feast Week. It all started last week. And look, just as we mentioned, here he is right here, Coach Derek Mason making his way in. Coach, I will say I set you up a little bit. I said make some extra noise when the head coach gets here, and he is here right after Power Hour, which is a big recruiting Monday. But the head coach is here. We'll talk a little bit about that. Give him a chance to take a breath. But let's get you set up for what's coming up this week on the Blue Raider Network on Tuesday, which is tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Joe Fisher will be down in Tallahassee, Florida, as the Lady Raiders take on Florida A&M. Then on Thursday in Fort Myers, they'll be taking on Iowa State. Then on Saturday, of course, we will be in Miami for football. For FIU, the Lady Raiders will be playing Purdue at exactly the same time. Joe will have that game on the air as well. And then on Sunday, I'll be in Birmingham for Middle Tennessee and UAB. So with that, we say hello to head coach Derek Mason. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing good. Hey, man, running in here, a little out of breath, but, other than that.
Is this a conditioning problem?
You know what? I came into the office this morning, at 5:30. Jumped in there, man, to get a workout. Just feel like it's that time of year. I mean, you just got to keep the energy stores up, and a lot of it has to do with, the days get long, but the work is endless. Whether we're talking about recruiting or whether we're talking about game planning. And right now, just coming off of recruiting and Power Hour, like you were talking about, it's just part of what happens this time of year.
Yeah, it is. And, sometimes I think with the way that the recruiting calendar has changed,
right.
I just kind of wonder, when do you guys have any time to yourself? I mean, last year you already had a trip planned after you had gotten the job and had a family vacation to Italy and were able to enjoy that. And that may have been your only opportunity to get away from the phone and the computer for a few days.
It's been that, to be honest. And you know what? That's the part of this that's really become interesting is when you look at the calendar now with the high school signing or the first signing day coming up. That's December 4th. Okay, you think about it. That's moved up, almost 10 days. So with that being said,
it's December 4th now?
It is.
It used to be like the 18th.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
Correct. So you look, it's December 4th. The portal opens up December 9th. Okay, and then the second signing period is the first Wednesday in February. So
right, which it's always been.
Yeah, but when you look at it now, the championship game the college championship game has moved back, which is crazy within itself. But then our convention has sort of moved up. The ability to get student athletes now from January from December 4th all the way up until the 22nd, you're going to be visiting.
Wow.
Student athletes on your campus. And then when you get to the other side of New Year, as soon as it opens back up in early January, you'll have student athletes on your campus all the way up until February.
Wow. Now, if they've made Derek Mason the czar of college football for a day,
right,
and you had an opportunity to fix the calendar,
yeah,
what do you think would be a good calendar to give coaches some of their life back a little bit, but
right,
also be fair to high school kids, junior college kids, D1 transfers, and to be able to make it all work, especially now with a 12-team college football playoff, all of that, you've got dead periods and all of that scattered about. What do you think would be fair?
Wow. I mean, good question. I think some have talked about the preseason signing period and that happening earlier, so that way it gets most of the high school recruiting out of the way. And so really what you're dealing with
earlier, such as
August.
Oh, okay. Even before your season starts.
Yes. Okay. Even before the season starts, because now with visits can happen in the summer, right? And some have talked about that. Right now, if I'm being completely honest, I don't know what the best thing is, because we're still working to get the portal under control. We finally put some restrictions and regulations around portal dates, like when it can open, when it closes, and when does it open up again in the spring. And so I think as all these things start to become a little more crystal clear, and right now it's not crystal clear because of the college football playoff system and how does that affect right, transfers and what does that look like. I think we're going to be in a state of flux for the next 24 months. But I think as it does clear, as the smoke clears, we're going to see more defined times for signing days that look better for both the student athlete and for coaches. I will say this, coaches now, I mean, if you look on average, and you don't feel sorry for anybody, but what you say is, on average, of about a 5 or 6 month work window, you may get a chance to see your family 2 weeks out of that.
Wow.
And that's the truth, and that's the business that we're in. So if you were asking what times would you want, I still like a Christmas holiday, and I still like a spring break.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's natural. But this is really going to be interesting because with the early signing period, as you mentioned, coming December 4th.
Right.
Do you think that's had an effect on? We've already seen numerous head coaches be let go.
Right.
Do you think that has had an effect on those decisions coming earlier so schools can make a decision, get somebody in place before that December 4th date?
Yes. I believe that's why the decisions are happening earlier. But there's the cause and effect piece, right? Okay, we understand, okay, you want to get ahead, you want to go hire your guy. You still put your guy behind the 8 ball because in a first year, okay, with an early signing period of December 4th, your high school student athletes don't know who they're playing for. They don't know if they want to go to that institution, okay, if you've made a coaching change. And then the last thing is for a head coach coming in, how many of those student athletes do I want to keep? Because it's a year zero, and in year zero where you haven't had a chance to evaluate them as juniors or
right,
seniors, do they really fit anything that you do?
Right. And that's an interesting thing. You're going through it right now.
I am.
You went through it when you got here.
Correct.
10 months ago, 11 months ago, whatever it was. So it's an interesting take, and hopefully somebody's able to get their hands around it because college basketball has kind of had a general manager or CEO, whatever you want to call it,
right,
in Dave Gavitt's son. College football, you've heard a lot of people say, boy, it would be great if Nick Saban would kind of run college football, or I think Rick Neuheisel would be great, somebody like that that has a good feel for not only coaches but for student athletes, and hopefully it would be where you would have one direction to look for leadership.
I think you're right. I think what it comes down to, when you have too many cooks in the kitchen, you can't get anything cooked well. It may get cooked, but it's not going to get cooked well. So the names that you've mentioned are college football royalty in terms of experiences as a head coach. Both of those gentlemen smart guys have seen college football through all these ups and downs, and they understand what's needed nowadays, because I think that's it too. It's both sides, not one side. What's good for the college athlete, what's good for the coaches, what's good for the game. Yeah.
Well, we've got just the right amount of cooks in the kitchen here at the Boulevard tonight. The food is outstanding, and Coach Derek Mason will be placing his order shortly. Right now, he's getting some high-quality H2O, and we'll take a step aside. Be back to the Boulevard right after this on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner.
When it comes to money, I'm a saver.
Me too. Though I can also be a bit of a spender.
Well, Ascend has got you both covered. With our interest-earning checking, you can
earn interest so I can save money for my beach trip?
Sure. And with our rewards checking, you can
get cash back for my purchases? Tap reward?
Yep. So no matter how you handle your money, Ascend Federal Credit Union has the right checking account for you. Interest-earning checking earns 3.56% annual percentage yield up to $15,000. Some restrictions apply.
Not feeling well and need to see a doctor? Find the care you need now at Ascension St. Thomas. We're here with 24/7 ER care, same-day care, and walk-in urgent care for broken bones, sprains, allergies, sore throats, and more. Visit ascension.org/St. Thomas Care to get the right care at the right place at the right time. Serving Middle Tennessee State University, Murfreesboro, and surrounding communities.
How do you create a tradition of leadership? You power it with impressive towing and hauling, sharpen it with smart features like a mobile generator, and dominate the game 47 years straight. That's Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, a legacy of excellence. Only at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Available features. See Owner's Manual for important operating instructions based on 1977 to 2023 total sales.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company for over 80 years. Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name for heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. Call 888-MY-ROSCOE to schedule your HVAC or plumbing service today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown. RoscoeBrown.com.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in supporting and treating Middle Tennessee State University athletes. Providing expert treatment of injuries to bones, joints, or muscles, TOA's team of orthopedic specialists can get you back in the game. Same-day appointments and walk-ins are welcome. Injured? Visit one of our many ortho urgent cares, or to make an appointment, call 1-855-NEED-TOA or visit www.toa.com. TOA, the official team doctor for Blue Raider Athletics.
The MTSU Alumni Association is proud of its more than 130,000 living alumni who are leading, teaching, entertaining, researching, flying, farming, nursing, and more worldwide. Every Blue Raider accomplishment adds value to your degree. Are you connected to the MTSU National Alumni Association? Visit mtalumni.com to share what you're doing. Update your information and see how you can be involved and informed. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Back in 3, 2.
Welcome back into the Boulevard tonight for Derek Mason Live. Our show is brought to you in part by Raiders Rising Collective. It's the official NIL collective for MTSU Athletics. Raiders Rising provides student athletes from all 17 varsity sports at MTSU opportunities to earn income and based on their name, image, and likeness. Follow Raiders Rising on X and RaidersRising.com for more information on upcoming events, how to donate, become a member, and more. Coach, we'll turn the clock back to this past weekend, Middle Tennessee facing New Mexico State, and you talked all week leading up to that about their ability to run the football, and the one thing that happened in the game that, it seems like it has been a common theme this year is you've ended up facing a quarterback that was not necessarily listed number one on the depth chart to get the game started, and that was the case with New Mexico State. We were expecting to see Santino Marucci, but Parker Awad ended up being the starting quarterback. So did that throw anything off of what you'd planned for?
Well, they had played 3 quarterbacks this year, so the idea of
Nunez being the third.
Yeah, they had played 3 quarterbacks. We thought they were all very similar.
Right. Which that's a good thing for you.
Yes, yes. And so we prepared for the run game. We thought we'd definitely see more run, but for them, they weren't getting as much out of the run as they thought. They hit some explosive plays late, but after that initial surge, I thought our D-line did a good job. Okay, our front did a pretty solid job of setting some edges and eliminating some runs. But when you looked at the end of the game, it was the pass game, the 14-18 or something like that, that really took you by surprise, because this wasn't a team that could throw the ball, effectively, but they found ways to, motions, some misdirection, and some busted coverages. A couple of busted coverage later, 5 plays total, added up to over 236 yards of offense, and that's a lot.
And then you throw in a free touchdown on the opening possession.
Right.
And again, you have the matrix to know this. If you can score a defensive or special teams touchdown, your chances of winning go up tremendously, and they got that right off the bat, and forced you guys to kind of play uphill the rest of the way.
And that's what it felt like. It felt like we were playing uphill, all day. We got to 5 a couple of different times. We had a couple of different scenarios where we would close the gap, but we just couldn't make the momentum changing plays needed and necessary to make that game turn.
Yeah. And you talked about communication being a real key on defense, and you held them under what they had normally been doing running the football, but you had I think a wheel route where the running back came wide open and nobody within 20 yards of him. You had guys running free across, and a lot of that went back to some of the motion that they were running pre-snap, some of the eye candy.
Yeah.
And so kind of, talk a little bit about what problems that caused and how that happened.
Well, we saw those same plays in practice.
Right.
Okay, we talked through a couple of issues that showed up that were very similar to what happened in the game. And those things were covered in detail. But here's what happens. When you get in games and in the moment where things are happening pretty fast, when you don't communicate, like these were communication issues, okay? Do we zone it? Okay, do we combo it? Do we lock it? Is that my guy? Those communication words mean something when we talk about job descriptions.
Right.
It's no different than if you were looking to stop the run, okay, who's got the dive, who's got the quarterback, who's got the pitch? You have to say lock, combo, in and out, or what they say, IO, okay, or zone it. In every instance, there were tools that should have been used to make it real simple. We knew the tools, we just didn't execute.
Yeah.
And so when communication comes up in those particular situations, that you say, in practice, these things were evident. We went through them. We thought we got them right, and we just didn't execute.
Yeah, and it allowed New Mexico State to grab a 10-0 lead kind of before Middle got into the ball game, and we'll talk about how that played out coming up in our next segment. I want to remind you that tonight's show brought to you in part by the Lee Company, Blue Raider fans, get ahead of the game with the best home services team in town. For your heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, and home improvement needs, Lee Company is the team to call. 615-867-1000 or online at leecompany.com. More with the head coach right after this on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Plan ahead and plan for success. Put Lee Company on your team for all your facility and home maintenance needs. They are proud to be an official partner of the MTSU Blue Raiders and have serviced homes and businesses for 80 years. For the very best heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical services, call Lee Company at 615-867-1000. Visit them at leecompany.com or call 615-867-1000.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard, until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Pay the Order of Hope. Promise. Tomorrow. For years, the Tennessee Lottery has written some pretty big checks, but it turns out that our biggest winner continues to be education. In fact, we've raised more than $7.5 billion and provided more than 2 million scholarships and grants for Tennessee students. Learn more about how lottery dollars are making a difference at tnlottery.com. It's game-changing, life-changing fun.
When it comes to money, I'm a saver.
Me too. Though I can also be a bit of a spender.
Well, Ascend has got you both covered. With our interest-earning checking, you can
earn interest so I can save money for my beach trip?
Sure. And with our rewards checking, you can
get cash back for my purchases? Tap reward?
Yep. So no matter how you handle your money, Ascend Federal Credit Union has the right checking account for you. Interest-earning checking earns 3.56% annual percentage yield up to $15,000. Some restrictions apply.
Not feeling well and need to see a doctor? Find the care you need now at Ascension St. Thomas. We're here with 24/7 ER care, same day.
Yes.
And walk-in urgent care for broken bones, sprains, allergies, sore throats, and more. Visit ascension.org/St. Thomas Care to get the right care at the right place at the right time. Serving Middle Tennessee State University, Murfreesboro, and surrounding communities.
Back in 3, 2.
Welcome back into the Boulevard on this Monday night, our final Derek Mason live show for the 2024 season. Coach is here, and we've been talking about the New Mexico State game. A couple of things I want to bring up. Middle put together a big drive of 12 plays, 75 yards, cut the early lead to 10-7, forced a New Mexico State punt. And, Coach, I'll talk about something I asked you about earlier today at your press conference. You got the ball back, down 3, bring it down. You've got it 4th and 1 at the 36, and there's a decision that was made that you did not make the first down. I'll say, with my eyes from where I was, our booth is lined up right at about the 35-yard line, and it looked as if Nick had made it on the quarterback sneak. I know from your reaction on the field, you thought he had made it as well. My question is, and you've talked about, cameras and angles and things like that, but do you think that had a change in not necessarily the outcome of the game, but in the flow of the game at the time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Football is an ebb and flow game. It's about these momentum changes and the ability to overcome those when they happen. against you, okay? And when they happen for you, hey, it's energy. For us, it definitely played against us, okay, in that case. And for me, once I had a chance to actually review it, okay, because I asked for a challenge, okay, and they said they were going to take it to a challenge, and the review center wind up not charging us a timeout
because they said they'd already reviewed it.
Yeah,
that's what they announced.
That's what they announced.
Right.
But here's what I'll tell you: football games have enough ambiguity in them, like as we play. So all you're trying to do is make sure that we can get it right, especially in those critical situations. I didn't understand the spot.
To start with,
To start with, I didn't understand the spot. And then to have them say that they couldn't get a clear view of the camera, okay, of where he was, where it started. I just struggle with we having this much technology in that situation, and I thought it was clear, but for everybody there to be so unclear about how we got there, it just didn't make sense to me. So I thought it did affect the game. Obviously, they go down, they score.
Get a field goal.
Yeah, yep. and for us, we find ourselves still having to fight back.
Yeah.
And I thought offensively we did, but what I will tell you is that the ebb and flow at that point in time, that first down is going to lead to a touchdown. And I think that changes the total flow of that game.
Yeah.
I do, because the momentum was ours. It truly was. Now, people can clearly say, hey, well, then just get the first down. We did.
I understand.
That's the way I feel.
Yeah, and it was, again, you got it to 5 later on. They pushed it back out. And the second half had a totally different complexion to it. It was much more of an offensive up and down the field.
Right.
But some of the positives to pull out of that, you really ran the ball. It ran for 170 yards. We're going to talk to JaKale Middlebrook here in just a bit. He was a big part of that. He had 110 yards of total offense. But to be able to run the football, get behind an offensive line that knew, you guys said, okay, guys, we're going to run it. You better block. And that's what happened. Do you think the movement of putting Nick Vattiato under center a good bit more changes the way that you all are able to run the football?
Yes. I think it gives him another option as to how we run the football, right? So I think if you do anything too much, defenses will key on where the back is. Is he in the home spot? Is he here? Is he there? What people don't realize about quarterback being under center, you get just as much action from the ends with the quarterback under center because they have to protect for boot, okay, as you do when he's in the gun. So to answer your question, yes, I think it is effective. I thought we ran the ball more effectively. I thought it allowed our backs, okay, to get downhill, with authority, but it also allowed our offense to come off the ball. When you're zone scheming, I think with zone schemes, there's a lot of, run reach. And with that, people sort of, slant and angle. And sometimes we don't handle that. When you can come down here, there is no slant and angle, because if you do, okay, man, you can find yourself getting ridden off the tracks. So the ability to be forceful, coming off the ball was good for us.
Yeah, you all had started the year mainly 11 personnel, 1 back, 1 tight end.
Yes.
You went to, you've used 1 back, 2 tight ends. You've used 2 backs, 1 tight end.
Yep.
You've done a lot of different things to try to spark this offense, and I think it's a credit to Bodie Reeder and his staff for the creativity that they have come up with to try to find whatever is there week in, week out against the different opponents to find a way to move the football, get points on the board.
Yeah, I told Bodie in this ball game, just heading into the week, we had a conversation. I said, look, it's going to take 35 points to win. That's what I felt. It was going to take 35 points to win. And we hadn't reached that benchmark yet, but take away the penalties, maybe a call, maybe this or that. that would have been a 35-point game.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think, again, the outcome of that game is much different. Like for us, I thought even after or even with the turnovers, I thought we still felt the momentum at times swinging right back our way.
Oh, yeah.
So, again, I thought we were physical on that side of the ball. I thought we dictated tempo. We just made some mistakes with the turnovers and with a couple of fourth down stops and penalties. You can't overcome all of it.
Right. And some of it you can, some of it you can't. And
right.
In that case, it ended up being a 36-21 victory for New Mexico State. We're about at halftime of our show today. We want to take a timeout. And Jaquel Middlebrook, who is a big part of the Blue Raider offense, he'll be my guest when we return right after this on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Plan ahead and plan for success. Put Lee Company on your team for all your facility and home maintenance needs. They are proud to be an official partner of the MTSU Blue Raiders and have serviced homes and businesses for 80 years. For the very best heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical services, call Lee Company at 615-867-1000. Visit them at leecompany.com or call 615-867-1000.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Pay the Order of Hope. Promise. Tomorrow. For years, the Tennessee Lottery has written some pretty big checks, but it turns out that our biggest winner continues to be education. In fact, we've raised more than $7.5 billion and provided more than 2 million scholarships and grants for Tennessee students. Learn more about how lottery dollars are making a difference at tnlottery.com. It's game-changing, life-changing fun.
When it comes to money, I'm a saver.
Me too. Though I can also be a bit of a spender.
Well, Ascend has got you both covered. With our interest-earning checking, you can
earn interest so I can save money for my beach trip?
Sure. And with our rewards checking, you can
get cash back for my purchases? Tap reward?
Yep. So no matter how you handle your money, Ascend Federal Credit Union has the right checking account for you. Interest-earning checking earns 3.56% annual percentage yield up to $15,000. Some restrictions apply.
Not feeling well and need to see a doctor? Find the care you need now at Ascension St. Thomas. We're here with 24/7 ER care, same-day care, and walk-in urgent care for broken bones, sprains, allergies, sore throats, and more. Visit ascension.org/St. Thomas Care to get the right care at the right place at the right time. Serving Middle Tennessee State University, Murfreesboro, and surrounding communities.
Welcome back into the Boulevard. Glad to have you with us. With nearly 200 majors and concentrations for undergrads and more than 100 graduate programs, Middle Tennessee State University has something for everyone, including more than 50 online degrees. Do you want high-quality, affordable education? Well, it's not too late to apply. Learn more at mtsu.edu. Well, folks, welcome our special guest tonight. He is a redshirt freshman from Fayetteville, Georgia, Jaquel Middlebrook. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Pull that up there a little tight. So, glad to have you with us today. You had a great game. Had about 80 yards rushing, about 30 yards through the air, 110 total yards of total offense. I have to ask this: as a running back, do you like do you like to be part of the pass game as well? Because you're really good at it.
Yes, sir. I feel like I like to be a part of the pass game. I mean, I feel like it makes me two-dimensional, so I can catch the ball out the backfield and I can run downhill.
Yeah, and speaking of running downhill, the offense ran much better downhill on Saturday, 170 yards of rushing against New Mexico State. What do you attribute some of that to?
Wilkins in motion, third down, 3. Vadiato looks one way, goes the other, checks down to Middlebrook out of the backfield. He has the first down
to move the ball. Comes off more physical.
First down run, Middlebrook.
And it worked out because it played
Picks
well,
up a
ran the
couple.
football well.
When we
Let's
talked
back
to
up a
Derek
little
Mason
bit. Talk
earlier
about
this week,
Fayetteville,
he said,
Georgia,
boys, this is a
where you're
burn
from.
So third penalty
talk
against
about
Middle.
Your high school team.
Handoff right
how
side.
good is
Middlebrook pushing the pile on a
high
big
school
run.
Football.
Against the Liberty Flames,
tell us
as
about your
Middle
high school
goes
career.
offset.
So
and it's Middlebrook on the first down run after the pickup of 18 to close out the first quarter. Picks up a few here.
You know, they just keep showing up in college football.
Yeah, they're pretty good. So 3 years I went to Lovejoy High
Vadiato
School.
flush, checks down, running back out of the back. Middlebrook again. So Jaquel.
So my senior year, I transferred
first
to
down,
Langston
10, handoff up the middle.
Middlebrook
Middlebrook running through defenders, still going, and picks up the first down on a pickup of 12 on their own home turf, 26 to 14.
We won state.
First down, 10, handoff near sideline. Middlebrook breaks a couple of tackles, another first down. And finally driven out of bounds by DeMarcus Crosby. But again, Jeremy, some good running for your program going forward. He's like, look, we need to be bowl eligible every year, and we need to find a way to be.
Yeah, actually, I didn't play running back till like the 8th game of the season.
Really?
Yeah.
Where did they have you? Wide receiver?
I played DB.
Okay.
So 8th game of the season, the starting running back had the flu or something like that. And I came in that game I had 258 yards, 19 carries, and 4 touchdowns.
258 in the first game you were ever a running back?
258.
Well, I'm sure it's because of your outstanding talent, but obviously they had no idea that you were going to run, whoever you guys played. But
they did.
That is a memory that will last for a long time.
The other running back on the other team was committed to Kentucky.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
And had you already committed here?
No, sir, I haven't.
You had not committed yet?
No, sir.
So, but it was your senior year. You're at Langston Hughes. And who was that against?
South Paulding High School.
Okay. And was that in the regular season or in the playoffs?
Regular season.
In the 8th game or 9th game, like you said.
Yes, sir.
Now, who all did you beat in the playoffs to win the state championship?
We played River Ridge High School, Woodward High School, North Paulding, and we played, I forgot the other school.
Yeah. But who'd you play in the finals?
Gainesville.
You played Gainesville, Georgia, in the high school. Okay. Yeah. Trying to think where Barry Hall is coaching now, but he's a former great lineman here. He's coaching down in Georgia. Today's his birthday, and he's won a couple of state championships down there. So we know that they take it serious. Yes, high school football is taken very serious down there. Talk about your recruiting process. I know Coach Stockstill's staff got on you and helped get you here, and you've been part of at Middle now for a couple of years under 2 different staffs, and you seem to have found a really comfortable home for your style of play.
Yes, sir. Middle Tennessee was my first offer in high school.
Was it?
My first offer. And after that, I probably had about 13 more after that.
Really?
Yeah, so I was like, I mean, they was the first school that offered me, so they showed the most love. So I just committed here, and I like what they was doing, like the family-oriented atmosphere.
And so that's worked out well.
Yeah, and they gave me a position to play.
Yep, and because you were a D-back in high school, they let you run the football as soon as you got here, right?
Yes, sir.
And well, that turns out there was a lot of smart coaches along the way. Number one, in high school to give you the football to start with, and now here in college. Talk about your running back room, because you've got Terry Wilkins in there, yes, who hides behind the line of scrimmage and finds a crease to get through. Then you got Flip Cradle, who just pounds the line of scrimmage. All 3 of you guys have a different style and bring different talents to the offense. And do you all cheer for each other, or do you give each other a hard time in the running back room?
Oh, no, we always cheer for each other.
Yeah,
that's like the number one thing. We got to. And we sometimes make it a competition, too, like who's going to get the most touchdowns, who's going to get the most yards this game. So we just try to have fun out there.
Yeah, well, Flip, when he scored his touchdown the other day, he had a pretty good touchdown dance. So so congratulations to him on that. And you talked about, you know, how much fun is it to have a guy like Nick Vattiato leading the offense as the quarterback? To me, I mean, I've been around here a long time. He's one of the better leaders we've ever had at quarterback, and a guy that, you know, if you ever have a worry about, okay, is the quarterback going to play as hard as I do or lay it on the line like I do, you don't have to worry about Nick doing that because he is.
Yes, sir.
He took a shot the other day.
Yeah, he did. Nick going to take a few shots, but he's going to always get back up.
Yep. All right. Talk about your going to class. What is have you decided to major yet? You're only a redshirt freshman, but have you decided a path you want to take?
Yes, sir. I'm in construction.
You're construction management.
Yes, sir.
Well, you're in a great place for that. I mean, you've got the brand new building, and y'all are in that already, correct?
Yeah, I love it.
And how much hands-on stuff have you got to do with in your construction management classes?
Since I just started, I only took a class called Plan Reading. It's like looking at blueprints and stuff like that, but it was actually pretty fun.
Well, I work in real estate as well, so I need to come audit that class and learn how to read blueprints a little bit better.
Do it. I can teach you.
Well, you're my guy. You are my guy. We've got, and so with that, what would you like to do? Let's say, fast forward 15, 20 years, taking your construction management degree from here. How would you want to use that?
I would probably go around selling concrete, like advertising for it, or I don't want to put it down, but I'll probably have my own business where other people could do it for me.
Okay, I mean, but yeah, that's fine.
Yes,
I mean, but you like the concrete side of it?
Yes, sir.
And because concrete and construction management are over in the same building, and there's a lot of cross-pollination, I guess, between those two, and also, from what I understand, those guys and gals who go through those programs, they make a lot of coin when they graduate.
That's what I heard.
And I don't know if you know Bubba over here in the yellow shirt, but Bubba's in construction. And he can put you to work laying down flooring in the summertime. He needs some help over there with his bad knees. So Bubba can help you out.
I can help you. I'm the guy.
Coming up on Thursday, it's Thanksgiving. Are you a big Thanksgiving guy?
Love Thanksgiving.
Okay. I bet your grandmama was a great cook. Talk about when you would go to your grandmother's house on Thanksgiving or Christmas, what was the first thing you smelled when you walked in the door?
First thing I smelled was the yams. Brown sugar had just a sweet yam, sweet yam smell.
I am with you right there. Okay, do you call it dressing or do you call it stuffing?
Stuffing.
Stuffing, really?
Well, it depends.
Okay.
I think dressing.
To me, if it comes out of the bird, it's stuffing. If it comes out of a pan, it's dressing.
I like dressing, though. I like dressing more than stuffing.
I do, too. And, you know, I've become a big turkey fan. What's your favorite part? Do you like white meat or you like legs or thighs?
I like the legs.
Okay.
I like ham, too, though. What about ham?
Ham is, you know, and I've got I may do a spiral sliced ham on my pellet grill. There's a guy I watch on YouTube who put out a video the other day about how to jack a spiral sliced ham up on the pellet grill. Yeah. And plus, it really makes great sandwiches afterwards. So, are you a turkey sandwich guy?
Yes, sir.
All right, good deal. All right, what has this team got to do to go to Florida and get a win at FIU this week?
I feel like we just got to do what we've been doing, but a little bit, like we got to show a little more effort. I mean, as long as we come out physical, stick to the game plan, I feel like we're going to do great.
Coach he uses a word a lot. He says, we're not straining enough. Do you understand what he means by straining?
Completely.
Tell everybody what that means when he says we need to strain more at the end of a play.
Straining is going 110% until the whistle is blown.
Till the echo of the whistle.
Until the echo of the whistle is blown.
Okay. So we're going to strain, we're going to play hard, we're going to practice well all week, and we're going to go to FIU and get a victory.
That's the first step, practice.
That's right. You got to do it.
When we practice good, we always have a good game.
There you go. Let's go do it, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, Jaquel Middlebrook is our guest today. Thank you so much. And if you want a contractor here in about 3 years, here's your guy. He's going to be a construction management guy. So we'll take a timeout. Coach Derek Mason will rejoin me right after this on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner.
How do you create a tradition of leadership? You power it with impressive towing and hauling, sharpen it with smart features like a mobile generator, and dominate the game 47 years straight. That's Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, a legacy of excellence. Only at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Available features. See Owner's Manual for important operating instructions based on 1977 to 2023 total sales.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company for over 80 years. Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name for heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. Call 888-MY-ROSCOE to schedule your HVAC or plumbing service today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown. RoscoeBrown.com.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in supporting and treating Middle Tennessee State University athletes. Providing expert treatment of injuries to bones, joints, or muscles, TOA's team of orthopedic specialists can get you back in the game. Same-day appointments and walk-ins are welcome. Injured? Visit one of our many ortho urgent cares, or to make an appointment, call 1-855-NEED-TOA or visit www.toa.com. TOA, the official team doctor for Blue Raider Athletics.
The MTSU Alumni Association is proud of its more than 130,000 living alumni who are leading, teaching, entertaining, researching, flying, farming, nursing, and more worldwide. Every Blue Raider accomplishment adds value to your degree. Are you connected to the MTSU National Alumni Association? Visit mtalumni.com to share what you're doing. Update your information and see how you can be involved and informed. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
When the arena lights dim for a concert, or when the crowd becomes one at a big game, you can almost feel like you're the biggest fan. But who's your biggest fan? It's the person that will get you home safely after a night of drinking. It's the person who looks out for your life to make sure you leave the stadium with someone sober. This could be a designated driver or someone who offers to get you a ride share. Because in Tennessee, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office, a division of the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
Plan ahead and plan for success. Put Lee Company
yes, we will.
Team for all your facility and home maintenance needs. They are proud to be an official partner of the MTSU Blue Raiders and have serviced homes and businesses for 80 years. For the very best heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical services, call Lee Company at 615-867-1000. Visit them at leecompany.com or call 615-867-1000.
Back in.
Welcome back into Derek Mason Live on this Monday night. Our show brought to you in part by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Middle Tennessee State University Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy, Bud Light. And Coach, this will be kind of our catch-all segment, being the last show. Want to throw out a couple of guys and a couple of folks, thank them. Craig Cornish, the director of the Band of Blue. I call him the head band coach.
Right.
He has been here 23 years. His final halftime show and football game was this past weekend at home. He was on my other radio show last week, and he talked so much about your players and the respect that they give the band, and in particular at the end of the game. They're a big part of the total entertainment package, and I know we want to wish him all the very best as he goes into his retirement. And you've been around college football for a long time, and the band makes a big impact.
Huge impact. As we look at when people who have impacted programs' ability to have great entertainment, to be entertained, because that's what these folks do. We'll miss him. We'll miss every part of what he did. I tell you what, this year for me, when we had a chance to interact and what it looked like before the season, he was fantastic. And so, we want to say congratulations and nothing but the best as you retire.
Also, yeah, exactly. And we wish him all the very best. We honored Terry Whiteside, which I'm not sure if you knew Terry very well, but Terry was he was the faculty representative for many years, and now there's going to be a study area with his name on it that will be there forever.
Again, I mean, what we know is like this is the history of MTSU. Okay, these people have served. They've given everything that they've had to the industry, and they've made an impact. So, to Mr. Whiteside, blessings.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, couple questions from the audience tonight. What positives will you take from this year moving into next season?
Yeah, when you have when you have guys playing for the first time and guys getting their first opportunities and their first reps, it's all new, and I think the experiences of a year zero with a head coach, the opportunity to understand what you're coming back to, okay, and truly knowing that things are going to be different, it's going to be refreshing. It's going to be exhilarating. It's going to be something that gives this program energy, because the best of what we're going to do, okay, still lies in the future. It's not the now, because we've just had to go through it to get to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So that and just continue to work, continue to the grind every day.
Yeah, that never changes.
Yep. All right, here's a fun one.
Yes.
Do you have any new cool uniform combos for this weekend or for next season? What is you inherited what was here, and now you're going to be making decisions in the off season about what the look on the field is going to be as well. So any thoughts there?
I will tell you, we will be going back to traditional uniforms. We're going to take it back, and we're going to go back to traditional gray helmets. We're going to look at, exactly, where we sit in this. I think this much, right? College football, when you look at the great programs, when you look at really good programs and what they do, there's a lot of tradition around it. And I think what's changing with college football is this. Young people are less concerned with uniforms, and they're more concerned with recovery. So let's put the money in, for us, let's put the money in recovery. Let's put the money in making sure that, the equipment that we have, okay, is top of the line. We don't need, 3 helmets anymore. Everybody's trying to keep up with Oregon, and there's only one Oregon. But what I do know is that the ability to stick to, you have some traditions. Let's get back into some of these spaces a little bit, and I think some of that next year will allow this team to really just fundamentally be the tough football team that MTSU has always been.
Yeah, and there are a lot of old heads in here that love that silver helmet, blue jersey, and silver pants combo that we've had for so long. And I noticed that in the photos of your high school commits that they were able to take, there were a lot of the old school photos and things, uniforms in the background.
Yeah, we for those commits, we did a throwback area. It had throwback jackets. It had throwback furniture. It had throwback pictures. It had throwback banners. It had everything that you could throw back. Okay, man, it was a time jump back into probably the mid-'80s. Okay, and even going back earlier than that. So what I will tell you, it was a pretty cool photo shoot.
Yeah, it really was. If you haven't seen some of those photos, you need to take a look. Okay, your team will be here during Thanksgiving.
That's right.
How do you handle that with your team and also get practice in and get ready to go to Florida on Friday?
The rhythm really doesn't change for us because we practice in the morning. So our practices, and the good thing about practicing in the morning is that when you have Thanksgiving, we'll come off the field. We'll have a Thanksgiving, dinner, okay, or brunch for our guys with our team, our families together, and that'll be a cool a venue for us. I mean, we'll be doing it here on campus, and for us, I know as our players talk through it, they were truly excited about what the menu held. A lot of homegrown specialties. And so I'm looking forward to the sweet potato casserole myself. So we'll see exactly what that yields for us on Thursday.
All right, certainly will. All right, we're going to take a final timeout, look ahead to FIU. That's coming up after this 2-minute break here on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner.
How do you create a tradition of leadership? You power it with impressive towing and hauling, sharpen it with smart features like a mobile generator, and dominate the game 47 years straight. That's Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks, a legacy of excellence, only at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Available features. See Owner's Manual for important operating instructions based on 1977 to 2023 total sales.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime supporter of MTSU athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company for over 80 years. Roscoe Brown has been the trusted name for heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. Call 888-MY-ROSCOE to schedule your HVAC or plumbing service today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown. RoscoeBrown.com.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in supporting and treating Middle Tennessee State University athletes. Providing expert treatment of injuries to bones, joints, or muscles, TOA's team of orthopedic specialists can get you back in the game. Same-day appointments and walk-ins are welcome. Injured? Visit one of our many ortho urgent cares, or to make an appointment, call 1-855-NEED-TOA or visit www.toa.com. TOA, the official team doctor for Blue Raider Athletics.
The MTSU Alumni Association is proud of its more than 130,000 living alumni who are leading, teaching, entertaining, researching, flying, farming, nursing, and more worldwide. Every Blue Raider accomplishment adds value to your degree. Are you connected to the MTSU National Alumni Association? Visit mtalumni.com to share what you're doing. Update your information and see how you can be involved and informed. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Alrighty. Up in 3, 2.
Welcome back in for a final time for the season with Coach Derek Mason. Appreciate everybody, Coach, who has been coming out week after week. We've had great crowds here at the Boulevard. Want to thank Jeff Nebel and his crew.
That's right.
Want to thank Caitlin Manning for helping get our guests together every week and getting you here on time most weeks. And your chief of staff, she does an outstanding job. Chuck Arnold, our general manager for Van Wagner. It's been a fun year. This year we've had a lot of coaches, a lot of players on here. So now it all leads up to one final football game. And Mike McIntyre has a really good team at FIU that, boy, they've had some hard luck this year too.
You know what? They've played a lot of close games. I've known Mike for a lot of years. He's a Nashville native.
Yep. His dad coached at Vanderbilt.
Yeah, dad coached at Vanderbilt. And we've had a chance to, talk, over the years and to see what his team's done this year. That team has been on the verge. I mean, when you look at them, they've played a lot of close games. They've got a great run game. They've got some wideouts that can go get it. They got a defense that's truly productive between the linebackers and the front seven and some safeties that have been ultra productive when it comes to tackling. So it's a good team, and we're going to have our work cut out for us.
Yeah, and they've got a couple of really good receivers, like you mentioned, and so the pass game is something. And here's an opportunity to put it all together. I tell you, Middle has had some magic down at Pit Bull Stadium.
Yeah,
we've gotten bowl eligible. A lot of other fun stuff has happened. So let's go out there, turn it loose.
Yep.
Just have a great time.
And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to let it loose, have a great time, play some good football. But I want to say thank you to these folks here. So many families have come out every week. We appreciate you. We love you. Blue Raider family, let's go get it.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for us. For the head coach, Chip Walters here is saying thanks for being with us. Don't forget Lady Raider basketball tomorrow and Thursday, football and Lady Raider basketball on Saturday, and men's basketball on Sunday. And it's all right here on the Blue Raider Network from Van Wagner. Good night from the Borough.